So for one-way analysis of variance, or most popularly known as ANOVA, so the dependent variable should be measured at the interval or ratio level. The independent variable should consist of 3 or more categorical independent groups. So for one-way analysis of variance, or your ANOVA, the dependent variable should be measured at the interval or ratio level. The independent variable should consist of 3 or more categorical independent groups. The population must be approximately normally distributed, and the variance of the populations must be equal. And the samples must be independent of one another. So for example problem, 3 different methods for assembling a product were proposed by an industrial engineer. 30 employees were selected and randomly assigned to a method. The following data are the number of units assembled correctly. At alpha equals 0.05, is there significant difference between the methods? Okay, so this is now your data. So methods A, B, and C, and these are the 10 people assigned to each data. So before logging that one in ANOVA, you can arrange that one in this manner, where all of them are in the same link. This is your treatment now, and this is now the values equivalent to the treatment. Okay, and as you can see here, you have 1 for treatment A, 2 for treatment B, and 3 for treatment C. So go to your SPSS for variable view. You can have here the treatment type, and then units assembled. This is now 0, 0. This is nominal, and this is scale. And then for the label, so that's 1 for treatment A, 2 for treatment B, and 3 for treatment B. And then you click OK. Then you go to your data view, and then you go back to our Excel file and copy this one. This is the treatment and the number of units assembled. And then you paste this one in the treatment type and your units assembled. Okay. That's one. Okay. And then for ANOVA, so click Analyze, compare means and proportions, and you have here your one-way ANOVA. Again, you are assuming that the data is normally distributed. And then you click your units assembled for dependent list and the treatment type for the factor. And for post hoc analysis, you can pick 2 actually for equal variances assumed, and 1 for equal variances assumed, and 1 for equal variances not assumed. Usually, since it's the ANOVA, so that the variance should be homogeneous, you can actually pick LSD or Tukey. So for this demonstration, we'll pick Tukey, because these are the ones usually used. And since the level of significance is already at 0.05, you can just click continue. Okay, so that's 0.95. You can have other options here as well. But for now, since we're not checking for anything, so just click continue. Okay, and then okay. So this is now the result. So this is your ANOVA. And you can see here that there is significant difference between the 3 methods. Copy your answer. Or copy the result over here. Okay, so this is now 0.02, meaning there is significant difference between the 3 methods in unit assembly. So which of the 3 methods has significant differences? So that's where the post hoc analysis comes in. So you go here to your multiple comparison. So let's copy this one. Okay, And this is now your treatment A versus your treatment B and C. And that's 0.03 and 0.001. So meaning there is significant difference between treatment A and treatment B in favor of treatment A. So meaning treatment A is more effective than treatment B. And treatment A is also more effective than treatment C because the mean difference is positive and the significance is 0.001 and 0.03 or 0.033 and 0.001 respectively for treatment A versus treatment B and treatment A versus treatment C. Okay? And we have treatment B versus treatment C, which is 0.425, so meaning there is no significant difference between treatment B and treatment C. Okay, so A versus B and A versus C only. So that's where the difference lies between the methods, with treatment A being the superior method.